China's economic transformation is one of the most remarkable stories of the modern era. It's a tale of ambition, reform, and unprecedented growth. Spanning over the past 40 years, this transformation has redefined not only China's place in the world, but also the very nature of the global economy. It is a story of unprecedented change, a shift so profound that it has touched every corner of the globe. This transformation is actively reshaping the global landscape, influencing trade, investment, and geopolitical dynamics in ways previously unimaginable. Looking back to the late 1970s, the picture was vastly different. China was mired in poverty, with a largely agrarian economy struggling to meet the basic needs of its massive population. The country was relatively isolated from the world, its potential stifled by limited interaction and exchange with the international community. Economic activity was heavily constrained by rigid central planning, which left little room for individual initiative or market-driven innovation. Today, in stark contrast, China stands tall as a global economic superpower, a force to be reckoned with on the world stage. It is a dominant leader in trade, facilitating the flow of goods and services across continents. China's manufacturing sector is the engine of global production, supplying the world with a vast array of goods, and it's rapidly emerging as a leader in technology, driving innovation and shaping the future of industries worldwide. Perhaps most significantly, hundreds of millions of Chinese citizens have been lifted out of poverty, creating a burgeoning middle class and transforming the social fabric of the nation. This script explores the pivotal moments, the key decisions, and the carefully crafted strategies that have propelled China's remarkable rise to global prominence. We'll delve into the early 1980s, hardships, the challenges and obstacles that China faced as it embarked on its path of reform. We will see how the bold reforms that were implemented sparked unprecedented economic growth and set the stage for China's transformation. We'll examine Deng Xiaoping's pragmatic leadership, his vision and determination in guiding China through a period of profound change. We'll explore the creation of special economic zones, the experimental hubs that attracted foreign investment and spurred innovation. And we'll analyze China's unwavering focus on manufacturing and infrastructure development, the foundations upon which its economic success was built. We'll also address China's strategic shift toward high-tech industries, its efforts to become a global leader in cutting-edge technologies. We will also look at its global ambitions, its growing influence on the international stage. Of course, we can't ignore the challenges it faces, the complex issues that accompany its rapid growth. This includes addressing human rights concerns and tackling pressing environmental issues that threaten the sustainability of its development. Ultimately, we'll ask, can China's unique model of development offer valuable lessons and insights for other developing nations striving to improve the lives of their citizens? In the early 1980s, China was still reeling from the Cultural Revolution, with most of its nearly 1 billion people living in rural poverty. Collective agriculture and inefficient state-owned factories dominated, stifling innovation and productivity. Daily life meant rationing, limited freedoms, and little contact with the outside world. Infrastructure was basic, foreign trade minimal, and the country's vast human potential largely untapped. A sense of stagnation prevailed, as China lagged behind its East Asian neighbors. Under Deng Xiaoping's emerging leadership, it became clear that the old Maoist model was unsustainable. The stage was set for bold reforms that would change China's destiny. Deng Xiaoping, a pragmatic leader, a figure of immense historical significance whose vision would reshape the destiny of a nation. He possessed a unique blend of political acumen and practical wisdom, emerged in the late 1970s to steer China away from ideological rigidity, a period marked by the lingering effects of the Cultural Revolution and a pressing need for economic revitalization. The nation yearned for a new direction. He famously declared, "It doesn't matter if a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice." A simple yet profound statement that encapsulated his pragmatic approach to governance and his willingness to embrace any method that delivered results. Signaling a shift to practical solutions, a departure from the dogmatic adherence to communist ideology that had previously defined economic policy. This was a call for innovation and adaptability. The 1978 Third Plenum, a pivotal moment in Chinese history, marked the official start of economic reforms, a bold initiative that would fundamentally alter the course of China's development and propel it onto the global stage. Shifting focus from class struggle to economic development, recognizing that improving the lives of the Chinese people required prioritizing economic growth and prosperity over ideological purity. Deng's reform and opening up policy, a visionary strategy that would open China to the world, cautiously introduced market mechanisms and foreign investment, carefully balancing the need for economic progress with the preservation of socialist principles. This was a delicate balancing act. The household responsibility system in agriculture, a groundbreaking reform, allowed families to lease land and sell surplus, incentivizing productivity and empowering farmers to improve their livelihoods, sparking a surge in food production, alleviating widespread hunger and laying the foundation for further economic reforms. This agricultural success laid the groundwork for broader reforms, providing the necessary resources and confidence to expand market-oriented policies into other sectors of the economy, and freed up labor for new industries, creating a workforce ready to fuel the burgeoning manufacturing sector and drive China's industrial revolution. Deng's approach was experimental, a willingness to try new things and adapt to changing circumstances, encouraging local initiatives, empowering local communities to experiment with different economic models and find solutions that best suited their specific needs, learning from failures and balancing stability with change. He understood that progress required both innovation and a firm hand on the reins. He aimed to create a socialist market economy, not abandon socialism, seeking to harness the power of the market while maintaining the core principles of socialist ideology. And his incremental strategy overcame resistance, carefully navigating the complex political landscape and building consensus for his reforms. Deng's leadership set China on a path of rapid transformation, a journey that would transform it into an economic powerhouse and a major player on the world stage. A cornerstone of Deng's reforms was the creation of special economic zones, SEZs, in the early 1980s. SEZs like Shenzhen offered tax breaks and market-oriented policies to attract foreign investment and technology. Initially met with skepticism, these zones became laboratories for reform and windows to the world. Shenzhen's transformation from fishing village to tech metropolis proved the power of market reforms. The SEZ's success led to similar zones across China, gradually opening the country to global trade. They brought in capital and technology and new business practices, nurturing a generation of entrepreneurs. SEZs were instrumental in integrating China into the global economy. They laid the foundation for China's rise as a manufacturing powerhouse. China's strategy to become the world's workshop centered on export-driven manufacturing. Inspired by SEZs and East Asian models, China focused on producing goods for global markets, earning foreign currency and creating jobs. The government incentivized exports, built infrastructure and kept its currency competitive. Both state and private enterprises thrived, especially in labor-intensive industries. Made in China became a global hallmark, as factories spread from coastal to inland regions. Manufacturing growth fueled China's economic boom and altered global trade patterns. This model, while successful, brought challenges: environmental costs, labor issues, and reliance on external demand. Still, it lifted millions from poverty and set the stage for China's next leap up the value chain. China's vast population provided a crucial advantage: an abundant, motivated workforce. Millions of rural migrants flocked to cities, powering factories and construction sites at low cost. This demographic dividend attracted foreign investment and made Chinese goods highly competitive. Workers brought discipline, a strong work ethic, and basic education, fueling industrial growth. Urbanization reshaped society, but reliance on cheap labor was always seen as temporary. As wages rose and the population aged, China began investing in skills and technology to sustain growth. The focus shifted from sheer numbers to innovation and human capital. The Chinese government's strategic investments in infrastructure were vital to its economic ascent. Massive projects, high-speed rail, highways, modern ports, and power generation, preceded and enabled industrial growth. State planning and five-year plans guided development, balancing market forces with government direction. Infrastructure reduced costs, improved logistics, and attracted further investment. Millions of jobs were created, and connectivity between regions soared. The state's ability to mobilize resources for large-scale projects set China apart. While some criticize debt and overbuilding, the overall impact has been transformative. Infrastructure became the backbone of China's competitiveness. This foresight remains a key differentiator in China's development story. As labor costs rose, China shifted focus from low-cost manufacturing to technology and innovation. National plans like Made in China 2025 inches targeted high-tech industries, AI, robotics, green energy, and biotech. Massive investment in research and development, upgraded universities, and incentives for private innovation fueled this transition. Chinese tech giants emerged in e-commerce, telecom, and digital payments. China became a leader in electric vehicles, solar panels, and 5G technology. Innovation hubs and science parks fostered collaboration and entrepreneurship. Challenges remain: intellectual property fostering creativity and trade tensions. Yet, China's commitment to becoming a global tech leader is clear. This innovation drive will define its economic future. Despite its remarkable achievements on the economic front and its undeniable rise on the global stage, China faces a complex web of serious challenges that could potentially impact its future trajectory. These challenges span multiple domains, from social and political issues to environmental concerns and economic vulnerabilities. Furthermore, China is subject to increasing global criticism regarding various aspects of its policies and practices. The human rights issues in Xinjiang, particularly concerning the treatment of the Uyghur population, and the evolving political landscape in Hong Kong, with its implications for democratic freedoms, and the perceived restrictions on freedom of speech and expression within the country, have collectively drawn significant international condemnation and strained diplomatic relations with several nations. The ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, while praised for its potential to stimulate infrastructure development and foster global connectivity, is also heavily criticized for potentially leading to debt trap diplomacy, where participating countries become overly reliant on Chinese loans, and for a perceived lack of transparency in its project agreements and financial dealings. The environmental problems, including widespread pollution affecting air and water quality, and the unsustainable depletion of natural resources due to rapid industrialization, are unfortunate legacies of its decades-long pursuit of rapid economic growth, even with the government's recent and commendable efforts to promote green technologies and sustainable practices. Furthermore, emerging economic headwinds, including rising levels of debt, both public and private, the challenges associated with an aging population and its impact on the workforce, and the imperative need to transition the economy towards greater reliance on domestic consumption and technological innovation, all pose significant hurdles. China's unique development path, characterized by its specific political system and economic policies, is inherently difficult to replicate in other countries. This is because its trajectory has been profoundly shaped by its distinct history, its vast geographical scale, and the significant capacity of its state apparatus. Still, its remarkable story offers valuable lessons for other developing nations, including the importance of pragmatic economic reform, a commitment to openness and international trade, sustained investment in human capital through education, and the development of robust infrastructure, and the crucial role of long-term strategic vision and planning. Ultimately, China's journey serves as a powerful testament to the fact that determined leadership, coupled with a willingness to adapt and evolve strategies, can indeed drive transformative change and propel a nation towards unprecedented levels of development and prosperity.